Well, this video is going to be a little bit different to the norm. We're not even talking about Pokemon investing today. We're talking about how much we've made on YouTube in the last 6 months. Now, this could well be really interesting to people that are in the Pokemon investing scene because, maybe you're thinking of starting your own YouTube channel, or maybe you're thinking of another another avenue for you to make money or revenue from your Pokemon investing hobby. So that's one side. If you're into Pokemon investing, this might well be interesting for you to watch still. If you're someone that's come here for the first 6 months of YouTube and how much someone's earned in their first 6 months on YouTube since being monetized, it could well be really interesting to you as well, because I find it personally quite interesting to delve in and look at other people's niches, what they focus on, and possibly, what they can earn from a YouTube perspective. So that's what this video is all about. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like I said before in multiple videos, you can also become a member of the channel. It's nice and easy. You just jump onto the homepage and then you can ask me questions regarding Pokemon investing. Anyway, back onto the video. What we're going to do, I'm going to talk about the niche that I operate in pretty briefly. Then we're going to jump in and, I suppose talk about the journey of maybe small creators and how they start their YouTube journey. Then we're going to delve into some data around how much I earned in the first 6 months and and finish off with where to next. So let's jump into the intro a little bit, my niche. So, I don't know, it's a funny word, niche, isn't it? It sort of is and it isn't, but Pokemon investing has been growing and alternate investments have been growing. In fact, I don't even think we're started when it comes to alternate investments. I think my generation, and in particular, probably the younger generation coming up through, are finding traditional investments maybe somewhat boring. They're still good and they're safe and they offer good returns and very lucrative returns in a lot of ways. But a lot of young people are turning to alternative investments, whether it's NFTs or collectibles, like in this case, Pokemon cards. And they're proven to be maybe a little bit more fun for younger generations, because they are. We're not saying park all your money there, but it can be fun. So that's what this channel is all about. Basically, if you look at my channel, the heading says, I talk Pokemon investing. And that's all it says, because it's basically all I do. I talk about Pokemon card investing. I've been in this hobby, just so you know, a little bit of a backstory, I suppose. I've been in this hobby since base set originally came out in 1999. It's been, whatever that works out to be now, 25 years of Pokemon card collecting, plus a touch more. So I've been in this hobby for a long time. I've been selling on eBay for a long time. And I had a little bit of a light bulb moment where I decided, you know what? There's a few reasons why I wanted to give YouTube a go. But I had that light bulb moment. I thought, I want to improve my confidence in front of the camera. I want to try something new. I want to be more creative. I want to stop consuming content, just sitting on the couch, scrolling through other people's stuff or watching other people's stuff, and have a go at doing it myself. And then B, if it turned into an increase in some sort of community engagement and me feeling part of a community, the online Pokemon investing community and collecting community, and then also brought in some sort of revenue on the back end and some sort of income to supplement the work, then, it's win, 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 win. So that's the backstory and intro into this niche. If you haven't got into Pokemon card investing, have a look. Check out some of my other videos. It can be a really fun, cool hobby. You can buy sealed products, sit on them, hold them. They can appreciate over time. You can gamble a little bit more with some singles that could go up in price. You can send singles away to get graded, and they could come back a 10 and possibly, 2x or 3x, or in vintage cards cases, 10 or 15x their value over a raw price. There's plenty of ways. I won't go into it in depth in this video. Plenty of ways to make money from Pokemon card investing. Well, I suppose what we should do next is maybe, give a shout out to all those smaller creators on YouTube. Because what we quite often see when it comes to how much money you can make on YouTube videos is we see the big dogs. We see the Mr. Beasts of the world that give away $1 million. And hats off to Mr. Beast. I just watched the documentary around his backstory because I love watching his videos. I think he's an inspiration for a lot of YouTubers. But I watched that documentary on his backstory, and it was really, really interesting. So I'm certainly not having a dig in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I'm giving praise to Mr. Beast. But what I'm getting is you often see those bigger creators and how much money they make. And it's not often that you really get a good look at how much money the smaller creators make. And, you know, that's quite important because everyone on YouTube is sort of at a different journey, whether it's you've just started and you've got 100 subscribers, or you're working your way through to your first 1,000 subscribers, so you unlock one tier of the monetization, which I'll get to in a second, or whether you're someone like me that's still on a very early journey and just surpassed 10,000 subscribers and really wants to maybe move to 100,000 to unlock that, you know, that plaque that YouTube sends you out. So in case you don't know, to get monetized, I was monetized 6 months ago. I'm about to go into the numbers. You've got to have 1,000 subscribers and you've got to have 4,000 watch hours. Now, with that, and once you've completed that, you then have to send an application off to get monetized, where I imagine it wouldn't be bots, I don't reckon. I reckon it would be a real person that overlooks. I mean, bots would probably scan your content and then it would probably, the data would go to a real person that would sort of say yes or no. It sort of, you know, scans through your content, make sure it's unique, that you're not copywriting anyone in the first instance, and that you're appealing to some sort of niche. And then, you know, you get the green light, you get the tick of approval to say you are monetized. And that's a pretty exciting day to say that you are monetized on YouTube and you can start earning money. Now, without going into all the different ways you can earn money, because there's a few ways like super thanks, you know, affiliate marketing, memberships for your channel. The main one that I want to focus on today is just the AdSense revenue, because as a small creator, that's probably how most people are making their money. If you've got a shop on the side, you can direct traffic to your own store or something, of course. But I'm just going to go through today how much money I've made in the last 6 months. So let's jump onto it. This is predominantly from AdSense. So this is obviously the paid ads or the ad rolls that go through. People click on them or view them. YouTube take a percentage and then the creator gets a percentage. In this case, the creator, of course, is me. So last 28 days, right? And this is a rolling 28 days. So one day drops off, it then picks up late next day. Another day drops off, it then picks up the next day. I don't think that takes much explanation, but it rolls on it's a rolling 28-day total. So my last 28 days, and this is, disclaimer, all in Australian dollars. And in case you don't know, the conversion rate from Australian dollars to US dollars as of right now is $1 buys 66 US cents, or vice versa, of course. 66 US cents buys $1 Australian dollar, or 100 Australian dollars buys 66. You get the picture. I'm not going to insult anyone's intelligence. So in the last 28 days, I've earned $1,292. Underneath that, on the last 28 days, it then shows you which videos have earned you that money in the last 28 days. And I'll show it up on here. You obviously have the top one and then it ranks it from highest to lowest. But it's really interesting because sometimes, which is quite rare, but sometimes some of your older videos can get a little bit of an up movement. You know, maybe, because what generally happens, in case you don't know on YouTube, when you post a video, that's when it starts getting impressions. Impressions are basically putting it under someone's nose. So YouTube puts your video on the side. So say someone's watching one video, it puts it on the side as a suggested video for you to click on, or it comes up on speaking gibberish at the moment, or it comes up on someone's home screen. Anytime that happens, it counts as an impression. So when you release content for the first time, or just upload a video, I should say, YouTube give it impressions. Okay, and then how the audience reacts to that video, basically your click-through rate, so how many people are clicking on it, and then how long they're staying and watching that video, so their retention on the video is how YouTube will then decide whether it keeps, I suppose, giving that video more impressions. So the more people that click on it and the more people that stay watching it, the more YouTube think it's good content and the more they'll promote it. Okay, so what generally happens is you get that promotion at the start, so views stay pretty strong, and after about a day or two, they pretty much peter off and views become next to nothing. Now, people might not know that about YouTube. That's my journey and my experience when it comes to YouTube. But occasionally some slightly older videos can go from getting, 2 views every hour to ticking back up to 15 or 20 views every hour. So they can get a spike. So what I'm getting at over these last 28 days is you can have a lot of videos that keep sort of ticking along in the background, still earning you $10 a month or $15 a month or even $8 a month. Then you can have other videos that might only earn you 20 cents for the month because they might only got, I don't know, 20 views for the whole month or 11 views for the whole month. So that's sort of how A, the YouTube algorithm seems to work to promote your videos, and then B, how you can continue to get ad revenue off those older videos and then also new videos that you're updating. Now, on to the next topic. So the last 90 days, because we're doing 6 months, of course, I'll bring up the last 90 days. So the last 90 days, I've earned 4,157 Australian dollars. And again, this next slide shows which videos have earned me that portion of $4,157. And you'll see the one sitting at the top, which is my most successful video that I've made, which has got me $983 in the last 90 days, which is crazy. And the video was all about what are 5 products I've stopped investing in. So 5 Pokemon card products that I've stopped investing in. That's what the video was about. And for some reason, it took off. And it was an odd one because, like I said a couple of minutes ago, you come out of the gates pretty hot, but like anything, it slows down. So what it will typically do is you might get 300 views the first hour, 300 views the second hour, 290 views the third hour, 250 views the fourth hour, 200 views the fifth hour, 200 views the sixth hour, 180 views the seventh hour. And slowly, this view curve starts flattening out until you're only getting 10 views an hour, and 8 views an hour, and 1 view an hour. And then it just keeps ticking along on average, 1 or 2 views an hour. And because basically the impressions have stopped and the views have stopped or dried up. In this case, in this video's instance, that curve happened and then all of a sudden it got a massive second uptick. I don't know why, I don't know how. I wish all my videos did that because this has been quite lucrative for me. I've basically nearly earned 1,000 Australian dollars off one video. And when you talk about work, and how much time it takes to put into a video to make it, there's a little bit of work that goes into it. Of course, you've got to write the script, and I typically write notes, and I don't pause and cut and shut and edit videos. I like to just speak almost like raw conversation, what's on my mind, so to speak. So that's how I do it. So I maybe don't have the amount of editing time as some other channels, but there's still a fair bit of effort that goes into a video. And if you're earning $10 off a video that took you 4 hours to create and produce and everything else, it's $2.50 an hour. It's almost like, what's the point? So it's really nice when you get a video that takes off pretty well and you can actually earn some decent money off it. And of course, I'm not saying YouTube's all about money. It's not. There's lots of reasons to be on YouTube. That's the money that comes is almost second nature. If it comes, great. If not, who cares? Doesn't matter. We all have day jobs. And that's the next point I was going to get onto before I show you the final 6-month figure is when it comes to big YouTubers, okay, most of them have probably, quit their job and they do YouTube full time. For the smaller creators out there, it's a grind, isn't it? You feel like you are grinding day in, day out, replying to comments, trying to think of new, exciting, creative content that people are going to want to watch and interact with. And it can sometimes feel like a bit of a grind for not much reward from a financial sense. So most of us still have a day job. And I've just come from my day job, so hence the Toyota shirt. They got us some average looking new shirts and we had no say in it, which sucks. We're all being forced to wear these new polos, which no one's really a fan of. But I work for Toyota, that's my day job, and obviously this is a massive hobby and enjoyment of mine on the side that I like to share with everyone else through the YouTube realm, whatever you want to call it. So the last part of the video, it's the 6 months, okay? So in the last 6 months, since I've been monetized, I've earned 5,719 Australian dollars, which you certainly can't quit your day job from. We obviously times that by 2. I'm ticking over at just over 11 grand for the year. Now keep in mind, this of course gets taxed, so not all of it goes into your back pocket. So out of that 11 grand, probably, if I earn 11 grand for the year, that is, if it remains the exact same for the next 6 months, you're probably going to pocket, 8 grand after tax. So you certainly can't live off, I don't know anyone that can live off 8 grand a year. You would almost, or for me personally, my channel would nearly need to 10x its current position to even think about quitting my day job. And I can't really see that happening. Certainly won't be from a lack of trying and building the community up and trying to get more views, because that's what I'm passionate about, sharing some knowledge, and hopefully people get some sort of something out of it that they can, help have more fun through their collecting, or have more fun through their investing, or have more lucrative opportunities when it comes to their investing. So that's what I've earned, $5,790. And if we break that down into days, it was 1 week left in July that I got monetized, and I earned $70. And you know what? That felt like the best $70 I've ever earned in my life, because prior to that, it was like 6 months of grinding for nothing. You have to build up your subscriber base, and you have to build up your watch hours. And the watch hours is the hard part. 4,000 watch hours is a lot of time. And I thought I was never going to get there. Like, I think I'd put out like 20 videos, and I was still sitting at like, 400 watch hours out of 4,000. I was like, I've done, filmed, edited, uploaded 20 videos, and I'm still like not even at 10% of the target to 4,000 watch hours. So for a lot of small content creators out there, keep going. I know it can be hard, especially if you're starting in the Pokemon investing world. Really hone your craft first is my advice. People like listening to someone that they feel like they know what they're talking about. And you know what? You should know what you're talking about if you're online trying to provide some sort of advice to people. Like, you should. So to break that, 70 in July, and then it kept slowly increasing. So we went to $436 in August. We went to $494 in September. We upped it to $671 in October. And then the big month came. This is when the big video, the 5 Pokemon products that I'm not investing in anymore, went to $1,422 in November. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to quit my job. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to quit my job at all. I do like my job. I do love selling Toyotas. It's a great job. I love being around cards just as much as I love being around cars. I love being around cars as much as I love being around cards, Pokemon cards, of course. Like, they're 2 massive interests and hobbies of mine. So I'm really lucky that I get to earn an income off doing both of them. And then December rolled through, and we still ticked over a pretty decent result at $1,500. So month on month on month on month, it just kept growing. Now, January, we're currently at $1,100 and $1,119 with about a week to go. So I don't think January is going to be quite as lucrative as November and December. We might finish up somewhere around $1,300. So it's going to be my first backwards step in terms of a growth financially in 6 months, but that's okay. I haven't had a video that's really taken off this month, and that 5 investment products that I'm not getting anymore has basically dropped off the planet now. Like, it's ticking along back at 1 or 2 views an hour, so it's really dropped off the face of the world. Hopefully I have another video uptick and gain some love. Anyway, hopefully that has given you a bit of an insight into the journey I've had as a small Pokemon investing YouTube content creator. I'm Michael, this is PokeOz, and I'll catch everyone next time.